Well, have you ever wondered what people like Tony Robbins and all the other, major successful people have in common? So, I want to talk to you today about unleashing your inner entrepreneur to, with Tony Robbins and how the process that he has. And, I was at one of his events last week, the full last week, and it was very immersive as an event. And I've learned I've built some new respect and admiration for the actual man and how he does it. And the blueprint is the same. And why some people like Tony Robbins and all the other great successful entrepreneurs have made it, they have some things in common. So when someone has found the pattern, or what we call the blueprint for success in any area of our life, it's worth copying or modeling, whatever you want to call it. So today, what I want to talk to you about is how do you unleash the inner entrepreneur? How do you get that success that is really, coming into play? Because many people come to me and they want to have tax strategy, but they don't have a success strategy, and it's failing all over again because they don't have a bigger plan. And just cutting taxes is not going to get you anywhere. So you're wasting your money, you're wasting your time coming to us to help you when we are missing the bigger picture. We're missing the point of what we're doing. So without further ado, let's go into I want to walk you through 10 different steps that just modeling what Tony Robbins is doing right now, or what he's doing in all his entities that he's purchasing, to see how can we make it to a success pattern using all the tools, all the mentors, all the services, anything that we need to use in our businesses. So, the blueprint includes number one, mindset. And mastering the mindset is so critical. And I'll give you an example. I had a few meetings this week. So I met a man. He came back after 6 months. So we had a meeting 6 months ago. He's like, oh, I just built this company. Great person, absolutely great product that he's built. And 6 months down the line, I'm looking like, okay, your income is still the same income that was 6 months ago. You're still saying the same things. Why things can't work? Why things cannot work? Then why are you in business? Why you come to me to reduce or to help you? You don't need. And he asked me, he said, then what do I need? Right? What do I need? And it was such a hard question, because what do you need? He's like, do I need salespeople? Do I need marketing people? Well, let me ask you, getting the greatest salespeople and the greatest tax strategy in the world, will that get you where you want to be? And most likely it's not. You need the mentors. You need to know, you need to figure out where do you want to go. You don't have a goal in mind, which takes me to number 2, which is set very clear goals. And what I asked him, said, what do you want? And this is what really hit me. His answer was, well, if the market share is this, and he did his math. So don't get me like, I'm not judging, and I'm not coming from a point of that I know better. It's just the pattern that we see across the board. So it's like he did the calculation for the market share. He did the calculation for all the things that he's done, the math on. If I can get 10% of the market share, I'll be okay. So 10% of the marketplace would be too little. I said, listen, if you're going for survival, you're not going to make it. We've closed many more businesses than we opened. In my career, I've closed a lot of businesses. And it was mindset. They didn't have a clear goal. So if I go for survival, I'm not going to make it. My goal has to be so big to be able to make it on the average success rate. Right? That's why 93% of the businesses fail. Or I think it's 93 or 97%. I don't have the stat for you, so just don't quote me on it. But 97% of the business fail, and that's the reason why. 1, the mindset. Number 2, the goals. Okay, so once you have a goal, you have to make a decision. Number 3 is take massive action. And if you hear Tony, and if there's one thing that he says over and over and over again, take massive action, and not in 10 years from now, it's now. So I'll give you an example. If someone says, well, I should do marketing, is you go and start opening that account that you need to open up, or do the things, share with the people you need to share, whatever it's needed for you in your industry. We do it now, right? People come to me, and I'll give you another example. I have a lot of people coming to me and they say, I have to do this for my taxes. I'm paying way too much. I have to find a solution. They don't take massive action now. Then they start analyzing 10 different companies, 10 different people, 10 different products. They don't take massive action now. They take massive action, meaning they meet with the people, they fail to make a decision. So I'm going to add my spin on it and take massive action now and decide, make a decision. And I'm telling this myself the same way I'm talking to you. So it's a very raw, open conversation about how, like, what's the recipe for real success? Like, how can you actually make it, right? And that was number 3. Number 4 is continuous learning. So, like, I was at this event and, I was in line, I was waiting for them to open the door. And this guy, I was sitting next to him and he was, with this, big company. It was a big roofing company, okay? And they were like, I think I got it all. Like, this time I got it all. Once you say I've got it all, look, you already lost the game. You can never get it all. Like, it doesn't exist. So that, I feel, it's already, you stopped yourself. That's the moment you start dying. So I'm a proponent of absolutely continuing learning, investing in the new things that are happening. So if I would have stopped 2 years ago with the tax planning strategies, I would have learned the great solar investments, the opportunity zones that are layered with the solar, the leverage asset donations. I would not have learned about all this great, charitable LLCs that we can, the foundations that we can create, right, as a tax strategy. I would have stopped. I started learning more and more about them, and now I have much more experience that I can actually recommend it to other people, right? So continuous learning. That was number 4. Number 5 is resourcefulness. Okay, so we'll go back to the first example I gave you with the amazing gentleman I met with this week, and he was like, well, all this marketing and all this requires resources. And I'll tell you exactly what I told him. And I'm coming from a point of, not that I know better, but like there's always, he came out, I have no resources, versus like, I have no more money. All my savings are gone. I put everything in the business. I said, listen, once you find what you need, you can always have someone. Like, if you need a marketing person, if your cause and what you've done your due diligence, you have a great product in the market, like, I am positive you can find someone in exchange for a share of your company to invest their resources into your company to make it work. So sometimes we limit ourselves, you see, on the cash that we need to put in. And people come to me, it's like, well, I can't grow anymore because I have no more cash. Really? Like, if you can grow 10 times more, if you have other people's resources or their own, them as individuals, you can grow so much further, so much faster, and you have so much more money in the end by being open to share. But many of the small business owners like, well, this is my company, this is my product, right? And when you say this is my product, we are stopping. If we don't have what it needs to develop what we need to develop, we just stopped ourselves because we are not willing to share, right? So that's just an idea, but resourcefulness is number 5. Number 6 would be, and Tony talks about effective time management. He always proposes doing the must-haves, doing the must-do every day. So what must happen for me to go to the next level, right? If I must have this type of relationship with X, Y, and Z, I'm going to focus creating that relationship versus focusing on the I should have or I should do, right? So effective time management, I would all agree, it's great. And let me give you a, what I found from Tony's work that really kind of kills that lack of time. And I'll give you my own example. Every morning, I used to wake up saying, like, I'm already late. Like, I'm already in time deficiency. I'm already lacking time before I even get out of bed. And when you start the day in thankfulness and being grateful for what you have, you see the abundance of time. I don't have more time than someone else, and someone else doesn't have more time than I do. But I can choose to focus on the must-do, on the things that will move the needle, that would make more of an impact in my life and my mission and what I want to do. Like, we already have abundance of time, and we can move things forward. So think about time as, being grateful for the moments that we have. Like, for me, the solution was being grateful, being thankful for what I have. And gratitude is really what makes me think that I have all the time. like I have now, right? And now is the most important that I have. So that was number 6. Number 7 is build strong relationships. No one can do it alone. The same way I need you and you and you and so many other people to be able to succeed at anything that I do. I need my team. I need my family as a support. I need my clients for all the things that, even the things that we fail to do. I need to know that's feedback. So building this strong relationships that you learn from everything that you put out, everything that you do provides feedback, provides information back to you. And that's the only way we can grow stronger or more successful. So that was number 6 or number 7, build strong relationships. Number 8 is going to be financial literacy. And this is where we come in place. Now, many people go and they say, I don't need to know how much. They go to a CPA and they just tell me how much I owe. Just tell me what I need to do without trying to learn it. Financial literacy is not someone doing it for you. It's you understanding why you do the things that you have to do and what are the things that you should expose yourself to so you can increase the amount of the footprint that you can create with your financial knowledge that you have, right? And we see this more, and as people grow, it's like, well, that's not for me. I don't need to understand the balance. I don't need to understand the balance sheet until you sell the company. And I'll give you that example. When someone sells, they automatically become interested in retained earnings and equity. Up to that point, very few people are willing to understand the equity and how it works on financial statements. And without you investing yourself in being financially literate for if you own a business, if you own financials, your net worth, understanding that is absolutely crucial, right? So that was financial literacy, and you all understand what that means. I'll go to number 9, which is give back. Now, what I can tell you right now is that there's a point where having more money is not enough of a motivator to go forward, right? So there's only that much. I mean, if you have a better car and better car, it's not going to get you faster where you need to go. It's not going to change much. Your quality of life will not necessarily, you have more things to play with, but it's not going to change drastically, right? So there's a point where having more money does not necessarily change much in your life. So at that point, we have to, look into how can we give back? What can we contribute? And I'm not saying this to brag, but we're opening right now a foundation because of a need. We saw something and we want to help like families who they have one of the partners, one of the spouses having a terminal illness, and they're left hanging. They don't know what to do. There's a lot of financial implications when your dear one is dying, right? Or is a terminal illness that has a very likelihood of passing away. So we're trying to put a lot of resources in creating a space that we can help these families that themselves, the spouses and the kids are being taken care of, right? So what is a way for you to give back? What can you do that would motivate you that you give back so the money alone won't do it? But if I want to say I want to help X, Y, and Z, I want to help another 100 families, that requires cash. It requires resources. So I will work harder to help another 100 families than I would say another, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, another million for yourself. So think about how you can give back at that point. And Tony is a big example, and absolutely love the legacy that he's built in his lifetime. So all the investments that he has is really investing in what he lacked and where he wanted to leave a footprint in the world on what he's doing. So absolutely amazing example. If you want to study Tony's life, it's absolutely amazing. So, and that takes me to number 10, right? Number 10 is adapt and innovate. Like things might not work as we plan them to. And when the rubber meets the road, many times we have to innovate and find something else. A new tool is coming up, something new is happening, and then if we're doing the same thing over a long period of time, we will become obsolete and we're going to be out of the system. So always adapt and innovate. So it's an ever-changing world, so we have to be ever-changing and evolving as entrepreneurs. So I want to leave you with that. I want to ask you, what is it that you did, or what is that you are doing in your business, in your entrepreneurial journey to upscale, to up-level what you're doing right now to take you to the next level? Have you taken massive action? Have you, made a decision, right? What have you done? Is it the mindset? Is it the mentorship that you got from other people? What is it that moved you to the next level in your success journey? So I want to hear, if you want to share with me what was the one thing that you say, or the multiple things that you did to change that trajectory for you in your life and your entrepreneurial journey. I would love to hear that. And I hope you guys have an amazing week. All of you, thank you for joining me. And until next time, bye-bye.